Welcome to another episode of ArtCo Drone Solutions. We've got a great show today. We've got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about cell phones. What cell phones are compatible with the DJI Fly app? So we're going to talk about that, and I guess a lot of you are going to want to talk about my auto accident I had a few days ago, where I ran into somebody, and the car looks like it'll be totaled. So that's a bummer. So I have no wheels until Monday when I can get my rental car. I want to say hello to folks out there. We got Cigar Nation, Timeless Truths, Mike, GFO, Drones and Tech Guy, Glenn Thunderbird, sits all the way down under, Agent K, Joe, Jaybird. Did you get your toffee yet? How was that? Probably like it. Steve Mack, and then we got Jody, Drone Shots here, and TJ Grady, Anubis Arts, welcome, and Tim, the Four-Eyed Canine, welcome to the show, guys. So we've got a good show tonight. Hopefully some of the panelists will be here shortly. So I'm doing something a little different tonight. Doing something that I do on my Sunday show, where I'm using vMix, and hopefully the audio on the intro and the timer worked out. So hopefully that came out all right. And plus, you notice my other side, right up there, my ArtCo Drone Solution sign from Jim Wallace, the graphic art guy, Mr. Graphics. That's right, that's his name. So he made that for me, and I thought I'd put that in, and got downtown Denver behind me with the Rocky Mountains. That looks like it could be Mount Evans back there. So, Tomas, welcome to the show. So we got someone all the way from Europe and all the way from down under. So I'm hoping Suzuki will show up. She's from Japan. And I'm hoping I get some of my friends from the Philippines to show up. They'll probably jump in a little later in the show. So tonight I want to talk about cell phones and the Fly app. Now, here's my old phone. I've got a Samsung J7. But it's pre 10 Android 10. So I went to the DJI website, and they said phones with Android 10 and above are compatible. So I got this guy. I got a Samsung Galaxy A11, and it's an Android 10. However, it's not compatible with the Fly app. Now, I have to get the S series Samsungs, or the Galaxy Note, and those phones. Here's my deal. Now, why would DJI come out with an app that's not compatible with different cell phones? So maybe down the road they'll come out with an app that will be compatible with this phone. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take this over to the nearest Boost Mobile store and see if I can trade this in for maybe an S10 or an S7, whatever the lowest number Galaxy S I could get that will be compatible with the Mavic Air 2. Yes, that's right, TJ. That would be nice if it was compatible with the smart control, and that might be down the road. That would be awesome if they had that, because that would be very similar to the Autel Evo controller, because the Autel Evo controller has its own built-in monitor on it. And that's one of the things that I really liked about it. It had a really stable connection because it's very similar to OcuSync. It's their version of OcuSync. Hello, Mike Night Train. Welcome to the show. And oh, the S20. Yep. Now I'm on limited funds right now because I gotta go get a car, and I'm probably going to have to pay a fine, which really sucks. Thank you very much, Steve Mack. Here's my tip jar. If you want to shoot me a few bucks, that would be greatly appreciated. So I got to fly Sean Oz's Mavic Air 2, and I really like it. It flies great. I like the camera. Ray Kelly, welcome to the show. It flies really good, and it has OcuSync too, which is really nice. And with the new update on it, it really adds a lot of new features to it, like gimbal control and more functions to it. So I'm really anxious to fly my Mavic Air 2. I still have the Autel Evo. I really like flying that. Michael Wright, welcome to the show. Just waiting for some of our stragglers to come in and join us on the panel. Hopefully Mitch will join. I hope the weather is okay down there in Florida. I sent a link to Jim at Above and Beyond and Chris Hope and all the usual suspects. So hopefully that'll work out. Other than that, what did I do today? I was farting around with multi-boot OS, and was not really happy with it because I wanted to install Android on an old computer that I have. I wanted to see how that works out. So that'd be kind of cool to put that on. I went to install Windows 10 on it, but something screwy with the OS. So I've got the ISO file. I just need to do something to get to where it'll boot up and load onto my computer. However, I do have many different flavors of Linux, that I would like to play around with down the road. Got a little tickle in my throat. Oh, you got the Tomas got the Apple Mini 5 for the drone. Huh. Problem with Apple phones, they tend to be a little more pricier than the Android phones, so that's kind of out of my price range. Yeah, so it seems like all the okay, somebody's so hopefully somebody will jump in so I won't be doing all the talking. Rodney Bell, welcome to the show. Yeah. Welcome. Got your little mug here. And so let's welcome our first panelist.
Hey, Art, how you doing, buddy?
Guy and a drone.
Let me turn the volume down on my.
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Nope.
I'm on a cell phone.
You're on the cell phone. You want to bump out and then bump back in?
All
right. Well, we'll wait for Mitch, and hopefully we can get his audio issue worked out, and he could jump back in. Hey, let's see. Oh, I already said hello to Thunderbird. 6okay. Got a new. Oh, cool. Awesome. So hopefully Mitch will be here in a few. And then maybe we get some other panelists to jump in. You know what? There we go. Let's add.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Mitch?
Can you hear me now?
Can't hear you.
Don't know what to do. Can anybody in the chat hear me?
Go to your office. He's out in his front porch. You guys can hear. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Hold on. I'm going to go to audio.
I had a funny feeling they could hear me and you couldn't.
There we go. I just had to make an adjustment. And
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me turn.
There you go. Now you're handsome than ever.
I was ready to go into the studio and set it up, and I hear this drip, and I got a little plumbing leak that I have to deal with, and I started, and then I finally decided I'm just going to shut the water off and deal with it in the morning. So that's that, and then I said, well, now what? All right, I'm not going to fire up the whole studio and do that whole routine. So
there you go. All right,
that's excited to sit out here on the porch with a cigar, and this is gonna have to do until somebody else comes in to keep you company, and then I'll take the rest of the day off. How's that?
Right. All right, I want to say hello. Hey, Tater is here. So, hey, Tater, I sent you a link. Jump in. I emailed you a link, and I think I put one in your Facebook. So, go look and get on here. And then we have Akira Show. Welcome to the show. So I was talking about cell phones and compatibility with the Fly app.
And what have you been finding?
Well, here's the deal. At the website, it says works with the Android 10 and above. Well, the phone that I have, or the phone that I got, is the Android 10. But if you look at the list of all the phones it's compatible with, it's not on that list. And I don't know why. The only thing I could think of that might be the reason why it's not compatible is this one might be a 32 as opposed to 64.
That doesn't make it may be, but it doesn't make any sense. What phone do you have there?
This is a Samsung Galaxy A11.
Well, that's a relatively new phone, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what happens when you put the GoFly the app on it? The Fly app.
It's not compatible with this device.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You know, Art, if you didn't have such good luck, I would say that was bad luck.
Well, you heard about my auto accident.
Yeah, I did. Maybe karma is finally coming to get you because you've been having too much good luck lately, you know. And
could be. Yep. It's like a roller coaster ride. It's like you're either riding high or you're just coming down to the valley.
Yeah. You know, when you sent me the link with the StreamYards, when it sent me the email I answered it. I said I'm not going to be able to make it. So evidently you didn't read my answer.
Oh no, I was probably too busy getting everything set up for the show. I'm doing it a little different tonight. I'm doing it through vMix tonight.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Which explains why you couldn't hear me when you didn't have.
Right. I just had to adjust the audio. I was using line in when I should just use the default, and then it works.
Oh, okay.
Because with vMix, you gotta use virtual audio to work with vMix. So
I can't see the chat because I'm on my cell phone. So hello to everybody. I see. Jody put up. Asked you if it was a 64-bit. I didn't know they even made 32-bit cell phones anymore.
I didn't either. And this is not an old phone where my other phone is only a couple years old, which is weird. Hello, Bob Casey, Rodney Bell. Welcome to the show.
Hi guys. How you doing?
So how's the weather down there?
The it's hot, but it's been gorgeous. I've been out flying every morning. It's just you got to go out early. So I go out about 7:30 in the morning, fly for an hour or so.
Right.
And this morning it was like 73, 74 degrees out there.
Oh, that's nice.
Just about the time the sun was coming up, and it was nice. The only problem is it's a little lonely out there. I had the whole to myself. Usually some other guys. In fact, Saturday morning they usually have a half a dozen guys out there flying airplanes and things, and nobody showed up this morning. I was really surprised. It was a beautiful, beautiful morning. But I'll give it another shot tomorrow morning.
Hey, let's welcome to the stream
Tater. There you go. Well, tell you what, Art, I'm gonna turn over the co-host duties to Tater and sit here rather than hold up this stupid cell phone. I'll watch the stream and watch the chat and have a great night. And I'll see you all tomorrow night. I'll see you tomorrow night too, Art, and we'll talk about it. Okay, buddy. Take care.
Take care. All right. Bye-bye. All right, Tater. Now it's your turn.
All right, what are we doing? All right, here we go.
And then I want to say hello to Margie or Margie and Dea. Welcome, welcome all the way from the Philippines.
Oh, the Philippines. Right, cool. My dad was there in Cebu. Is that what it's called?
Is your microphone on?
Ooh, is it?
Is your microphone plugged in?
It should. Hold on. Hang on 1 second.
Hello, hello.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Still can't hear you.
All right, hold on.
And then we have Tom Tentos. Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome.
Okay, can you hear me now? How about now?
I see your little puppy behind you.
Yeah, that's my little buddy. Hang on. Let me see if I can fix it. I'll be right back.
I can hear you a little bit. You need to go into like a camera and microphone right down at the
Okay.
bottom there,
Right? How
and then
about now?
choose your audio.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear me? At all?
That's a little better.
All right, let me turn this up.
There you go. You sound great now.
All right, we're rocking and rolling, man.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
How's the weather down there in Louisiana?
Man, it's so doggone hot. I don't think you can see how red I am. I've been outside trying to get all my plants watered. I'll tell you a great thing. If you, I actually, a lot of people don't know, but I plant flowers, right? I got a bunch of these flower hanging baskets, and
Right?
I don't know why, but I just decided to take care of them. And every day I go out there and water them all. And once a month, I'll put some Miracle Grow in some watering pail and water them. But one of the
Right.
things I do is if you take your coffee grounds, like out of your Keurig, and you take and cut them all up and put them in a bucket and put a handful in each one of those things, man, they take
Yep.
off.
Yep, that's right. I learned about that a long time ago.
I had someone told me about it, and I thought, well, it's a good thing way to recycle these coffee pods, at least somehow to put, give it back a little bit. So that's what
Yep.
works really
Oh,
good,
you know
man.
what else is good?
What's that?
Eggshells.
Eggshells. Okay, I'm
Yep.
gonna write that down.
Yep.
I'm gonna write that
My-
down.
Years ago, when I lived in Michigan, we had a pretty good sized garden in the backyard, and whenever I went fishing, all the heads and guts
Oh yeah, I forgot.
the garden.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea right there.
Yep.
They said what was it? The Native Americans, when we were in school, they would teach you to put a little fish in each one of the seed holes whenever you
Yep.
dig the garden. Like a minnow or something.
Yep.
Supposedly makes it all the difference. But
Yep.
this is the first thing I haven't killed in a week and a half. So I'm trying to keep the streak going, man.
Good, 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 good.
How about up there? Is it hot, cold?
It's been hot. I think it's cooled off a little bit today, but since I don't have any wheels, I haven't been out all day today.
Oh no, your car in the shop?
Well, I was in an accident a couple days ago.
Oh God, man, I'm sorry. I worked 58 hours this last week, so I'm barely even coming back down to reality. Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
had. What happened?
I rear-ended somebody.
It happens.
Yeah, so
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
did you sore?
no, I'm not sore. For hours I was like somebody like I've been drinking a bunch of Red Bulls.
Yeah,
Cranked up and
yeah.
ugh,
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, though. I mean, it could have
Yeah.
been worse. That's a good thing about it. How about the
Yeah.
other cars? Is it just minor damage, or?
just a little bit of damage on his damage
Oh.
on his bumper. I hit an SUV.
Oh, okay, okay.
So yeah, it crumpled my hood and took
Oh,
out the radiator and yeah, the front bumper. Oh man.
well, that's what they say. That's why God made insurance, right?
Yep. Yeah. And yesterday after work, went down to the impound lot, got
Right.
all my stuff out of there, put in my sister's truck, and today she did my laundry and she brought all the almost all the stuff from the car, and it's in my apartment.
Oh, is it totaled? The car totaled out, or is it just?
I think it will be, yeah.
Oh man. Well, now's your chance to get the ride you've always wanted.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
was
if you,
driving a 2000 Ford Taurus.
oh man, my wife had a Ford Taurus, and that was a great car
Yeah.
until the freeze plug went out.
Oh wow.
And I don't know if it's easy to say to change a freeze plug if you know how to do it.
Yeah.
But if it's at a bad spot to get to, like on the back, oh my goodness, there's no
Yeah.
room to tap in there. My wife was at
Oh
work.
man.
It just rusted out, you know.
No.
Guy's like, yeah, I'll fix it. You can fix that in 5 minutes. I was
Well,
like,
the thing that I liked about it was a V6, so it had really nice
oh, you had the good
power.
one.
Yep.
Yeah, they made a, what was the one that they had? I don't know if anybody in the chat remembers, but they had that Taurus and something else that was like a SVT. Was that it? SVT? Does that sound like it rings? It's like a souped up model.
Oh yeah, the SHO.
SHO.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Man, them suckers would
this
flat go.
This was the SEL.
Okay.
Yeah.
SEL. Okay. What are you going to get? Got any idea? You thought about it yet?
I'm thinking about getting something similar, maybe a little bit newer. with
Okay.
low miles on it.
You're right.
This one only had 127,000 miles on it.
That's not bad.
Mhm.
Oh man, I was trying to think of it. You know, they're making so many good vehicles these days, man. It's just depends on what you want. I mean, you
Yeah.
probably want something low.
Yeah.
There's a guy that had a Silverado that the whole side of both doors would come out and it would swing back like a van. And then he would go sit. The chair came out and he sat in it, and it pushed him back up in the thing, and the door closed, and you couldn't even tell that the door was even done like that.
Wow.
It was a custom job,
Cool.
and I don't know what happened to him or anything, but he was definitely. I
Right.
couldn't believe the engineering on that. They got that down pat for people.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm well, I could look into like a crossover SUV.
Subaru would be good.
Yep.
A lot of people in Colorado, I think, like the Subarus, man.
Subarus and Toyotas.
Yeah, I got a Toyota, man. I love it.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I like the Scooby Doo too. That's what I call them, the Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Steve Mack.
Yep.
I hope I said hi to everybody in the chat, man. I don't have my glasses on, so it's a little blurry. So if I didn't say hi to you, I'm hi, and I love every one of you. I got a video coming for Evil Knievel, but I've painted myself into a corner where the shot that I want to get. Oh, sorry.
Uh-oh.
Hang on, let me turn that off real quick.
Okay. Yeah, go
Sorry.
do that.
I got it. It's my alarm to take my vitamins. But I've got everything done but the last shot. And the last shot is one that I can't shoot myself, and I can't put the camera on a tripod to shoot it.
Oh.
It has to have another person. And so I'm trying to get that done. And I know it's been too long. They've been working us to death, man. We had an upgrade going. We're upgrading to HANA 2.0. And so we've been getting all of our servers upgraded from, we run SLS 11, SLES 11, and we've been upgrading to SLES 12. And so it's definitely been a huge deal. IBM is actually upgrading up to the P8 servers right now. They're migrating all our stuff. So it'll be fast.
Cool. Awesome.
So it's 400 AGL just came in the chat.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Has been out there riding that motorcycle today, I bet you.
Yeah.
How about a scooter? Have you ever thought about getting a scooter?
I can't really do a scooter.
No, you can't. Man, they're fun.
Yeah.
After seeing Ken's video, I think I wouldn't mind having one to go to work and back. Would be
right.
You could probably ride for 2 weeks on one tank. Hey, Drone Shots, welcome. And Jaybird Drone.
Sending a link to Greg Cooner.
Okay. Excuse me.
You could pop in and.
Yeah, I got a pickle stuck in my throat. I just ate a sandwich.
Oh.
My wife nixed the mullet, man. I was really digging the mullet, but she made me go get a haircut. Really made me mad.
I'm about due for a haircut too. I don't like it when my hair is dragging on my collar.
Yeah, I got used to it, but after I cut my hair, it's like I don't know why, but I just seem like I'm cold all the time. I guess because you feel the wind and stuff on your head, you know.
There you go. Oh, Greg says he's going to the supermarket. All right, okay. Greg.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy
Greg's
birthday
dad.
To your dad.
80 years old, man. That's a long time.
Yep.
All the best to your dad. May he have 20, 30 more birthdays, man.
Yep.
That's awesome. My dad just called me. He's 78. And today he told me he won the gold medal at beanbag baseball.
Oh, wonderful.
I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Huh.
But what it is you take these little bean bags and you throw them in this, I guess it's like a little basketball thing. And you get points depending on where it goes. And he came back with they have the Council of Aging. He's in the Union Parish Council of Aging. And so they will get in the van and they'll drive to another city and they'll have these little tournaments. And he won the gold medal today. So shout out to my dad.
Oh, cool. Bred's getting his dad a vlogging camera. Cool.
That's awesome. So
I want to say hello to Sunrise Water Media.
Hey, Sunrise. Oh, well, thank you. That'd be awesome. I've never tried any kind of voice work. It definitely sounds like a lot of fun, though.
Yep.
I have.
We're talking about cell phones and compatibility with the Fly app, and just
the new Fly app.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's the one that goes with the Mini that works on the.
Oh yeah.
Mavic Air 2.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you go to their website and you look up Android.
Right.
Apps, and it says Android 10 and above. I go, okay. So I went and got the Samsung Galaxy A11.
Good phone.
Android 10.
What should work?
Not compatible with the Fly app. Won't work on it.
Well, did you check for update on the phone to see if maybe there was a software update for the OS?
You know what? I'll again.
Okay.
All right, and here's my email address if you want to send me candy. I like chocolates, or if you have a drone that you don't want, you could.
Yeah, let's send him a drone. He needs another drone.
Hey, Ken Dono send me a drone.
I know, man. Everybody you got what, a Skydio 2 and a Mavic Air 2 in the same day? That's pretty good luck, man. That little fender bender is kind of minor in comparison to that good luck, man.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that if I win I'm trying to win. If I win another drone, I'm going to give one of the ones I have to somebody who's just getting started. Just to share back into the community, because I got that Spark with all those batteries, and that thing is so fun to fly. All the batteries charge at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it really sparked my interest in drones. And I don't do as much flying as a lot of people do. And I
Right.
think it'd be good to give it to somebody who's going to use it, you know?
There
And
you go.
so I'm going to do that.
Another good starter is the Tello. That's a good
Yeah.
one to
I
start.
haven't flown one of those.
They're fun. I haven't flown it in a while. I gotta get back into flying again.
Can you fly that with a joystick, or is it with telephone with
Well, you
a
can fly it with the controller pad.
okay.
It's similar to a game pad. It's the TD1. I think it's the name of
Okay.
the company.
Is it
And
like a Bluetooth?
yeah,
I'm
Bluetooth.
sorry. Excuse me,
And
everybody.
it also works with your cell phone.
Okay.
It's all right. Yeah.
How about the
But
wind? Does it hold up pretty good in the wind?
no, you really don't want to fly it on a windy day because
Okay.
it's pretty small. Yeah.
Man.
Another good starter drone would be the Mavic Air, the old Mavic Air.
That's
A little
what
noisy,
I
but
have.
it takes good videos and photos.
Yeah.
Really liked. I got a phone call from the city, and you're not allowed to go into the water in the lake where it crashed. No swimming, no diving.
Is
Uh,
it a wildlife area?
no, it's a park. It's got a park around it. I think it.
Thunderbird 6. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, man. Most people get a tickle in their throat, not a pickle in their throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think it's because of the algae, because you get algae blooms and that could be toxic.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. How about can you go in a boat?
Yes, you could go in a small boat, and I was thinking if I could find somebody with a small boat, and the water's not really deep. It's probably about 5 feet deep, and if I could
Okay.
find somebody with a pole or something, they could scoop it up and get it back to me.
Yeah, because you could use one of those crab nets that's like got a little net on the end of the broom handle.
Yeah,
Or if you can find like an old refrigerator cage, you know, where you put the meat in the freezer, like an old refrigerator cage. That's
yeah,
if you flipped it upside down, you could put like a puppy in it or something, and you couldn't get out. If you hook
yeah.
one of the, I did this, so that's why I'm telling you. I didn't have any money, and I wanted to go crawfishing,
Oh, okay.
and I wanted to make a crawfish drag. So I took one of those old. There was an old refrigerator that had one of those cages in the bottom that you put the meat in the freezer, and I just taped it onto tied it onto the end of the pole and put a nail through it, and it worked great, man.
Mm. You know what? Another thing that makes really good crayfish traps is pop or beer cans.
I've never done that, but I've seen people do it.
Yeah, I did that years ago. When I lived in Michigan, I used to catch a ton of crayfish with that and use them for bait. And
Yeah.
yeah, you just tie them together and you mash the top down just a little bit, and they think, oh, that's a good hiding place.
Oh,
Because
that's pretty
what
slick.
you'll see some of these cans lying around in a creek or pond. You pick them up.
Yeah.
There's a crawdad inside.
Yep.
Yep,
That's a good idea. You could just put a bunch of little cans out.
yep. I have them all strung up, and I put holes in them, and I put a little bit of meat in each one, and
Yeah.
throw them in there with a weight on it, and
Do
pull
you
it
use
down there.
use the whole crawfish or just the tail?
When I fish, yeah, I use the whole tail. I take the
Okay.
claws off and then hook them through the tail, and boom, you get some nice big bass.
Oh man, shad. If you could ever get a throw net and get some shad,
Yeah,
and if you take the shad and you lay them all like you would in a can of sardines,
yeah.
put them in a Tupperware and just let them sit outside in the sun for a good day until they start smelling real
Oh
bad.
yeah, good catfish bait.
Man, you talk about the best cat. My dad calls them stinkies.
Yeah,
And you can hook them right there through the eye and chuck them out there and they'll stay on.
yeah, yeah. And the thing about some of the bigger reservoirs that have shad, the shad will get pretty darn
Pretty big, yeah.
about 10 inches long.
Man, I want to go fishing now. I live right next to a lake.
Uh-huh.
I don't live on the lake, but there's a levee like right across the street, and then the lake's over there. And I see people coming in and out of here, going into the park to the boat ramp. The Army Corps of Engineers has a boat ramp right here, a stone's throw away. Well, people get out there and they get a couple of drinks in them, and then all inhibitions seem to go out the window. And so I'm sitting here one day working, and I heard this. Wah! Well, somebody that was pulling the boat thought it would be a good idea to just stomp on it as they were making that right turn and going right in front of my house here. Well, what happened is the boat came detached from the truck and went into the ditch on the other side of the street. And then there's a guy, the kid that got out, he probably was 16, 17 or whatever, is standing there like this, out in the yard. It took 5 people. By the time I got out there, some people had already run out there to help him pull the boat. But I thought, man, what were you thinking,
Well, just go down there, get some a can of corn and a nice size 10 hook, and you'll catch some big carp out there.
Oh man, those are some of the funnest fish to catch because they fight you. We have a fish. Have you ever heard of a goo?
A goo?
Yeah, it's a fish they call a goo. Gough. I don't know if you've heard of them up there, but it's kind of a throwaway fish here. It looks kind of like a bass, but it's really, really bony. And there's only a couple of ways to fix it. And the African American people around our community love those because they know how to fix it the right way.
Right.
And so they make goo balls out of them, and they fry them, and they're fantastic. But when you get one of those suckers on, man, he fights like a largemouth bass, and they are so much fun to catch.
Is that like a snakehead?
Kind of. Yeah. Well, they kind of look more like a bass to me, but not or like an oversized brim or something,
Oh, okay.
Big old fish.
Like a tilapia or something. A pacu.
I think have you ever heard of a spoonbill catfish?
Spoonbill catfish? No,
they're kind of rare. They have a long snout that looks like a spoon on the end of it, and I don't think they have bones, but they're supposed to be able to walk across the land. They can breathe air supposedly or something. I don't know.
Right.
I've only seen them once or twice, and I had one on a trot line one time, and it was floating. So I had my sister in the boat. She loves to fish, and so I told her put it in this gear reverse and just keep it going with the current so I can get this fish off. Well, she didn't know how to drive the boat right, and the current caught the boat, and I was trying to get my hand out, and by the time it did, the hook went into my finger. I can't remember which finger it was, but it stuck in my finger to where I'm about to jump out of the boat because it was hurting, and I finally just grabbed my knife off my belt and cut the trot line because I didn't want to hurt anymore. And so I had this thing in, and my dad decides that he's going to grab a pair of vice grips and just yank it out.
Oh, jeez.
And my mom's like, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. He's like, yeah, it'll work. Watch this. So
because it's got a barb on it.
Oh, my gosh. He put that thing on there and yanked it. And that's the first time I've almost hit my dad. And
Oh,
I'll
man.
never forget. And then my mom ended up having some. She worked at a veterinarian's office, and she had some lidocaine or something for
Yeah.
dogs or whatever. And she used to groom the dogs. So when she'd clip one of their toenails too far, she would put some of that on there so it wouldn't hurt. And she put a bunch of that on there and just cut it out of there and pulled it the other way. So yeah, vice grips.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because that hook has a barb on it, and you got
Yeah.
kind of push it one way and then up and then out.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Ron, I sent you a link if you want to jump on. That'd be great if you could come on. So,
Yeah, we want to see some Alaska pictures.
yeah.
How long is he going to be there? For 3 weeks, did he say? You remember?
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, that's what.
Uh, I guess Sturgis is all over now. So,
What do you mean? Like they're not going to have it all over, or they've already had it and it's over?
yeah, they already have.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, man, the world would come to an end if they didn't have Sturgis.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that's the American staple right there.
I was sort of hoping that those Antifa idiots would show up.
I was just thinking about that, man. There was a couple people.
If they had pay-per-view, they'd make a
They'd make a fortune, man. Oh, wouldn't you like to be at that and see that go down? That would be the wrong people to mess with, especially after they get a few beers in them, man. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I would love to go there at least one time and see that, because that's supposed to be an amazing spectacle.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So last week we talked about SD cards, and
what's your recommended SD card that you go to?
Well, I like the Samsung. What was it that I had?
Evo.
Well, the Evo, but you want a U3.
Right.
Because that's fast enough for video. If you're flying a drone, you need a fast card. So you need the Extreme Plus.
Okay.
And they're the ones that are red and gold.
Yeah, I have the green and white one, the 64
I have
Evo.
those.
Yeah.
Where is that guy? Well, I don't have it here, but I've got one that I use for putting a bunch of OSs on. Now,
okay.
I've been having problems with multiple boot OS. I can't seem to. Well, I've got E2B.
Right.
And it only shows one Linux on there. And I can't figure out how to get the other flavors of Linux on there so that I can choose which one I want. And on Windows, I can't get the ISOs to work.
Okay. Have you do you have Grub installed on your laptop as your boot selector?
Yes, it's got Grub on the flash drive.
Yeah. I think there's a program that you can get and you can run that will cause Grub to rescan your disk for different boot partitions for different OSs. If you have one on each different partition, right. And it'll generate a list of them for you. So I can't. You might want to check into that. It's probably it's Grub something.
Yeah,
but that's what it does, because I had the same problem. I was running Windows on one and Linux on another one, and I think I was running OS2 Warp on one of the partitions just to play with it at the time.
Well, I wanted to try Android on an old computer.
Oh yeah.
So I got the file, and I just couldn't get to work.
Couldn't get it to run.
Ventoy on one, and then the E2B.
E2B, so okay.
I'll have to find something else that'll.
Yeah, I'll look and see if I can find the name of that program. But that's what I would use if I were to use something They just came out with Elementary 6.0. I don't know if you've seen that, but that's the Linux version that looks like a Mac OS, and it's supposed to be really good.
Cool.
And there's one version that has the Android-like interface to where it's just icons on the screen. It's more optimized for a touch screen environment.
Right.
And that's what I was going to put. They use it on Chromebooks quite a bit.
Right.
And that might be something worth looking into.
Oh, it's New Grub.
New Grub. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I'll have to.
Or GNU.
Hey, Jim, I sent you a link. If you like to come on, you could join the party here.
Yeah, I hadn't been on there with him in a while.
Yeah. I'm usually on his shows, but I think, let's see, when he was on, I was, I know what I was. I was studying for my recurrent exam. So
For your 107?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
I still have more to go through. I'm about a third of the way through on the Remote Pilot 101 courses.
Okay.
I'm a third of the way through. So after this show, I'm going to eat dinner and then get back to studying.
What are we having for dinner tonight?
Let's see. I think I'm going to, you know what? I've got some eggplant. I could probably fry that up.
That's actually really good.
I made eggplant parmesan earlier this week and turned out really
I remember scrolling through there and seeing you post several of the meals you cooked, and man, it looked good. I said, man, some lucky gal is going to get you and you're going to spoil her to no end.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to, if she ever gets with another man ever, she's going to be ruined, man.
Yeah. Hey, let's welcome Ron and the three amigos.
Hey, what's up, Ron?
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Good. Was just on Messenger with Jim, and all of a sudden we lost power.
Oh, no. So you're running on battery.
Yeah, well, it just came back on, but I was waiting for my...
okay.
We
cool.
Another nasty storm.
Oh,
all right. Speaking of Jim, we've got... Above and beyond drones.
Above and beyond drones.
What's up, Tiger?
What's going on, brother? How are you doing?
Good, man.
Check out that.
Jim,
man, that's awesome.
The power went out, Jim.
Yeah, it said call failed.
Yeah.
On my end.
Yeah. Come on. No.
You got some hellacious weather going on there, Ron.
I'm telling you, dude. I said, my friends are at Black Hills Harley. Said, oh, come on down and meet us. I'm like, no, not right now.
Hey, that's pretty hardcore, man. If they're going to, some of those guys, they don't care what the weather's doing. They'll be out there.
Yeah. They just got here from California today.
Oh, okay. Man, that's a pretty good ride.
Yeah, rally pretty much just started. If you want to see a little bit of taste of the rally, go to Matt North's live stream last night.
Okay. Matt Norris?
Yep, it's quite entertaining.
I'll bet it is, man. I told him earlier I'd love to see that at least once, man. I don't have a motorcycle anymore, but man, I heard that is one of the most fun things you can do.
I was reporting live last night.
Oh, cool.
Oh, man.
It's better than Daytona because Daytona, it just gets too packed and it's too cramped and limited an area. I like Sturgis better.
Yeah.
They're saying, Sturgis is roughly a city of about 7,000. They're looking at 250,000 right now.
Wow.
Golly. That's
where are the Antifa guys? I'm waiting for all the fun to happen.
I want to see that, actually. It'll be like pay-per-view, man.
Find them.
Pay-per-view action. Who's going to win?
Some of the rough things I saw last night, it would be in their smart best interest not to show up.
Yeah.
There were some big dudes there last night.
Yeah, man.
But everybody was friendly. Everybody was nice.
Good.
There were some honey pies. You'll see that on Matt's live stream.
Oh, man, I have seen girls wearing things riding by on that without too much on, but some dental floss, man.
They get painted now. They got the pasties.
Oh yeah.
I've seen
Yeah,
that.
I can't show you, but they got the pasties,
Yeah.
and then they just paint the body.
Have you ever seen the
went by
woman?
paint boost last night.
Ron caught a girl with the what was she? The number 7.
Oh yeah, the Jack Daniels number 7.
Jack
Oh
Daniels.
man, that was about, where was that? About the 2 hour 20. I think, I can't remember. Oh,
I
what
need
a,
to write some of this down, man.
Well, Ron kept going from place to place, and then popping up live with his phone,
Right.
trying to give us a taste of what was going on from place to place.
Is it Matthew Norris or?
Yeah, Matt North.
Northeast Drone
Matt
Production.
North. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Northeast Drone what?
Productions.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Every time I type in Matt North, it kind of comes up with the rest of that on there.
I know what I'm doing tonight.
oh dude, Tater, you'll fall out of your chair.
Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, man. That's some good stuff.
You know, Adrian was on there and he was all fired up, and
Oh man.
Ron had little index cards made up already. So when Ron couldn't talk because there might be music in the background,
yeah,
Ron would pull out an index card and put it in front of his phone. That was great
Yeah.
stuff, Ron.
Pretty daggum smart, man. Actually, great idea.
Prepared. The man came prepared.
I did. I actually had one made up for Chris Hope.
Oh, well, that's good.
I-
Look alive.
I wrote on there, Chris Hope sends Spurs overnight immediately.
Yeah, that's.
Cowboy
right.
up.
Oh man, that's awesome.
It was fun.
How far is that from your house?
About 12, 15 minutes.
Oh
2,000.
man.
2012 miles. Oh, you were asking Ron.
Oh, from your house it's that far? Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
you,
15.
I'm a little closer than Jim is.
Yeah.
Ron, you got it all, man. You got the best deer hunting in the United States and Sturgis right there where you're at.
Deer, moose.
Yeah,
Elk.
God.
Got it all, man.
Paradox.
That's what I'm talking about.
Have you guys met Tony Tropic on
Oh
here?
yeah, I know Trop.
Yeah, I've heard him. I've seen his name.
Yeah, he and I are meeting up tomorrow morning.
Cool.
And his wife, and we're going to go for a ride tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. What kind of motorcycles are y'all riding?
I got an Ultra Classic. It's 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good bike. I haven't had a lick of problems with it, and it's paid for.
That's what I'm talking about. You do any modding to it or anything?
A little bit.
You did stage 1, didn't you? Put a new breather on it and new slip-ons and all that? No?
Put the slip-ons on, but I want to do that stage 1 mod, and that's going to make it run a lot cooler. Yeah.
What's that? What's the Screaming Eagle one? What is that? Is that?
Those are the slip-ons that I got. That's the exhaust system.
Okay.
It allows
okay.
more air to pass through. And then when you put the K&N filter on there, you get a bigger breathing area.
Okay.
So it allows for pass-through quicker.
I gotcha.
Get a little more horsepower out of it. They call that stage 1.
Yeah, I knew they had 3 stages on some of them. When on sport bikes, we used to do that, and some people would put a new exhaust system on it, like a new Vance and Hine or a Yoshimura or something like that on there, a Muzzy, and they wouldn't reject their carburetors or tune their fuel injection system, and they'd wondered why the bike run like crap. And you got to rejet a carb if you got a carb, or retune the fuel injection. Right?
Mine's a 2004 Electric Glide, and I was telling Ron that was the first year they came out with the choice, because after 2004 you had to have the EFI system.
Mm-hmm.
So Ron's got the EFI, where he would have to retune his if he put the open exhaust and the open K&N air filter on it. He'd have to get that retuned.
Yeah.
I just pop another jet, the jets in the carburetor.
You
like
just
the
screw
car.
them in.
Yeah.
Man, there's
Ride
advantages.
one of those little mini bikes that the Shriners ride around.
Yeah, man, you need like a Trail 70 with the little handlebars that flip up. You used to put them on the back of the camper and fold the handlebars down.
Do you remember the old Honda 750s or any Honda of that period? You could use a matchbook cover to set your points.
Yes,
I mean,
actually, a matchbook striker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Bikes
put them
were
in.
easy to work on in those days.
Yeah, they were. And the guitar string and E string was the perfect thing to clean your jets with. My dad
Yeah.
used to keep guitar strings in his toolbox, and we cleaned a lot of carburetors. Man, it was those 4-in-1s those inline fours were such a pain in the butt to get back in there and get all the boots to fit on both ends.
I had little velocity stacks on mine.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it made it look cool. I don't know if it did a damn thing, but it made it look cool.
No, it do looks cool. The old KZ 1000.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people put those on there, man. Wicked looking.
My buddy had one of those when I had my Honda 750 and I had it bored out to an 836. He bought the KZ 1000, and this was early days because he had nothing but because that was EFI.
Yeah.
That was all computerized, and he had problem after problem with that thing. You know when you hit it and it starts popping?
Yeah, that's right. It's
Yeah.
not getting enough fuel there. A lot of people here that I've seen at the drag strip will take those old KZs and stretch them out and tune them to run on alcohol, and they'll just turn them into a drag bike. They
That's
make
crazy,
real good
yeah.
drag bikes.
Mm.
I had one actually. I was going to do that too, but I never got around to doing it. And somebody's like, "I'll give you $150 for that. Get it out of your hair." And I was like, "Well, it's probably got 15 wash nests in it, but yeah, I'll take your money."
Damn, back in the day, I don't even think I paid $500 for my Kawasaki. I mean, my Honda 750.
You used to get bikes cheap, man.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
It was guys who bought them and then their wives wouldn't let them ride them and they just sat there.
Yes.
I had bought one where the guy's brakes had rusted up. You couldn't even move the bike. No problem.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Man, my dad worked we had a warehouse behind the repair shop, and there was hundreds of bikes in there. People would tag them, and then they'd go in there and leave them there till the customer picked them up. And if the customer didn't pick their bike up after so many days,
Right.
you owned it.
I think that's the law, right? Like 90 days or something.
I don't remember, but my dad, we would go in there and tag the ones that were available to sell that you just couldn't get the customer to come get them, or they wouldn't call you back, or, you know.
Yeah, if you don't pay your storage fee within a certain amount of time, they can claim the bike.
Yeah, we were real reasonable with people. I mean, like 6 months to a year or whatever, somebody's deployed or whatever.
Right.
But
That is nice. That is nice.
But like somebody that's left it there a couple of years, man, it's taking up space at that point, you know.
They forgot about it. Yeah.
Yeah, carburetors are all varnished out.
Who remembers?
Speaking of that, do you use any of that? I got a bottle right there in your fuel. Stay bills.
Stay bill. Yeah, I
Yeah.
use some stay bill and I use a cap of seafoam in a lot of the stuff that I run, just a cap full.
I was told by that car guy to
Chris.
stay away. Help me out.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, fix it.
Kilmer.
No, him. Art,
Kim.
your guy.
Yeah.
He says
Yeah,
stay the hell
Kim.
away from that seafoam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the guy from Texas. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? Kilmer is his last name.
I was just watching his because I have my Chevy HHR has this damn thing called traction control.
Mine does too.
Oh my God. You know, when that stupid light comes on, if it's usually because of your ABS brakes, right? You need to replace your brakes.
Yep.
So I replaced that and the damn traction control light is still on. And you know when you're shifting, it'll be a hard shifting son of a bitch.
You know what my wife's HHR problem was?
What?
There's a little switch box that's connected down there on the brake pedal
Right.
that gets wore out, or the wires that connect to it get loose. And we changed that box out, and it fixed all of the lights that would come on, the ABS lights and all that stuff that would come on. It fixed all that.
Good ship.
Is
Good
it like
camp.
an 09 model, 08?
It's an 06, 2006.
Yeah, a lot of those Chevrolets
The guy.
wiring, the Chevrolet wire gets real brittle and hard. And if you ever accidentally kick that wire or something happens as you're getting out, that's what happened to ours. That
Dude, I
little
showed Ron.
box.
The battery in these cars, I've never seen this in my life. The battery is inside
In the trunk.
car, in the trunk, underneath the spare tire.
Under the tire. Pain in the butt, man. And to jump it off, there's a little thing under the hood
in
you
the
connect them to. But that thing, it don't work. We went on a trip and left ours at the veterinary parking lot when she worked at the vet center for 4 days.
Right.
When we came back, the seat had moved all the way back and the motor, something froze up, and it was like the shack could drive that car comfortably now.
Wow.
And yeah.
Once that freezes up, you're screwed.
Yeah. And then the battery died, and we couldn't get the car open because the damn battery, the locks are all electronic.
I had to crawl into the car.
I did too. I had to crawl in through the turtle. Yeah.
Remove this little plastic piece, stick the screwdriver in, and have somebody out on the outside saying, pull up the door, pull up the door.
Yep. I went through the same thing, man.
Now, guess what? There's a little trick for that. You take a 9-volt battery and stick it into your cigarette lighter, and it automatically makes this shit work. What happened to mine? I showed Ron. Back by the battery, for some reason, it has a 50 amp PCB. It's a body control module.
Yeah, yeah.
50 amp fuse.
BCM, yeah.
BCM. What the hell could blow 50 amps? I don't know.
That's a big.
That's what I had to do. I had to crawl into. This just happened. What, Ron? Last week?
A couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Hey, Tater.
Yeah.
With Art's permission, as long as there's no young eyes in here. Well, any young eyes in the audience. I don't know if you have any young kids.
I don't think we have any.
Okay. I'll show you a 1-minute clip at
yeah.
Okay.
Put my glasses on for this.
These two girls were the star of the show.
Woo! Make sure
that one girl. I thought show them that one girl on the way out of the ball. Yeah.
One. Yeah.
Hang on. Let me lock my door real quick. Hold on.
I got my favorites.
It's not that bad.
Well, you don't want kids coming in.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right.
These two were.
Hi, my name is Candy.
I'm kind of a stalker, but I was being kind of fast. You know, I didn't stand there and hold the camera at him. And poor Adrian was just. He's like, Ron, stop! You know, quit going so fast.
Man.
You can't exactly stand there like this at some girl. You know what I mean?
But the first one, wait till you see the paint job on her. It was a good paint job, and she was.
All right, now you get the. Oh, okay. There.
Hello.
He put his name in as "Who's Your Daddy?"
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
And I don't think she under the cheek. Yeah, look at that. That's all paint job.
That's paint.
That's paint, baby.
Wow.
Paint.
That makes me want to order some Jack Daniels. I don't even
damn
drink.
proud. She's proud to be an American
too.
There.
Yeah.
Man. That's some
it was
expensive.
Last night.
Go back a little bit, show her again.
Where's this at? Which place is this at?
Iron Horse Saloon.
Iron Horse, okay.
Yeah.
Dennis Kirk, man. I used to go through those catalogs and dream.
Big money.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh shoot. I just kept popping in and out live.
I bet Adrian's gonna wish he hadn't got up and left during that thing, man.
Yeah.
Matt, man, he's something else.
Yeah, he was just sitting there watching every time I'd pop in. Crap, now I can't find it. This
Jug Daniels
live stream didn't upload correctly. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, this is all a paint job, but wait till you see the girl on the way out. Oh my.
Yeah, she was best.
Oh my gosh. Hello.
Amazing what they can do with that paint.
It's amazing what they can do with that paint.
Uh-huh.
Good gracious.
Makes you want to become an artist.
Man, it makes me want to get a motorcycle.
See the girl on the way out. Everybody was really friendly. You know, like they saw I was filming and they were waving at the camera. But
oh, yeah.
You got to be careful because, like Jim and I were discussing, you don't know who's in there that has warrants.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That don't want to be filmed.
Yeah, if I'm on probation, I don't want you filming me.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yep.
Like this guy here, he was friendly. He's like, "Hey man, what's going on?"
But they got to figure everybody's filming, man. You know, if you're going to go to there.
He is coming up. Watch this. It's quick. It's only about 5 seconds. But man,
I'm watching, man. You guarantee you.
Oh, she is.
She's on the left now. She's on the left.
On the left.
Going to turn around.
here.
Red Bull.
Bang.
Oh my.
Oh man.
Stop it, Ron.
Oh, oof.
Look at Ron's face. There you go.
Woo-hoo.
That's good to go.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
Woo!
It's taters, you need
Wow.
folks you'd say down south. That's America.
America, baby. Woo.
Oh,
Oh, hey, we got Gal here, and we better.
Oh, good. Good. She's
Yeah.
enjoying the show.
Bye.
Hey, I want to say hello to
Has she
Roosevelt.
ever worn a string bikini?
oh, old horny man.
You're damn right. You're damn right, Roosevelt.
My glasses were fogging up.
The day you stop being horny is you take the gun.
Hey, holy macaroni, man. Woo!
Yeah, watch that live stream, Tater.
I'm going to watch that tonight. For sure.
And don't let Tater Tot in there with you.
No, I got him Minecraft, so he's pretty good. He's out. I don't worry about what some of the stuff I'm seeing him do on Minecraft, man. There's this Mario world, and he goes, "What's this, Dad?" And he's like, puts all this dynamite around Bowser's castle and just levels the whole thing. There's like a crater like Beirut.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, because nobody Bowser's not going to get us now. And I said, no, that's pretty sure.
Yeah, you did it. You took
Man.
out the neighborhood.
Yeah, holy cow, man. So how long is it? A week-long rally, or is it 5 days?
It'll go till next Sunday.
Next Sunday. Oh my gosh, man, the cash coming in and out of there is probably primary cash.
It was pretty dead last night. You know, I went out to the Full Throttle, which is about 6 miles outside of town. Normally that place is packed. That's, you know, if you've seen that.
Yeah. Who's that guy again? That's Jackal's the guy in the band, but who's the
Richard Ballard.
Ballard? Michael Ballard?
Ballard, yeah.
Jackal is Jesse James Dupree.
Jesse James Dupree, the Chainsaw song.
Yeah. When will it rain?
Yeah.
And that who Angie?
Yeah.
Do you ever
Angie's
take
wife.
pictures sitting on your head? You know,
Yeah.
or would she sit on your head?
I forgive her. She's rough, though. Boy, she's very tempered. Yeah. His new place is pretty big. Well, that and Buffalo Chip are the largest. He actually was 500 yards down from the Buffalo Chip, but his place caught fire
Yeah.
5 years ago. 5 years ago this year, yeah. Right after literally a day or two after the rally, it caught fire. There was some electrical short, and all his moonshine caught fire.
Ooh, man, that's just like gas.
Can't
Oh,
believe it's been that long. 5 years.
they saw that fire 2 counties away.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Woo.
So he moved about 6 miles away and literally has a whole campground. It's pretty big, but I'll tell you what, I hope he has busier nights than last night. This place will be open less than a month for the year.
That COVID, it's really putting a damper on everything. People didn't even know whether Sturgis was going to happen or anything. And of course,
Right.
Ron will tell you the city waited till June 15th
Yep.
to make their announcement.
Right.
And sure enough, our favorite news media, CNN, was reporting live there last night. You know.
Oh man.
Oh, look at all the people not wearing masks.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they were. And they were just saying, "Oh my God, you know,
Oh, the
You know,
world will end up.
We're all going to die. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
It's the flu, folks.
Yet none of them during the protests, you know, when they were destroying Portland.
Magically,
Yeah.
those people
And
are
Philly.
immune.
mm-hmm.
Man, that,
that part of it is, guys, you know, I had a little wake up call today. I was going through my emails at work, just making sure there's nothing last minute emails before I leave for my trip. And I saw something that really caught my attention. I called my coworker, one of the guys I work with, Dan. He's a male nurse and super, super nice guy. His brother just got transferred from Bismarck to Fargo, positive.
oh yeah.
His brother's wife and 2 kids are positive.
Oh.
His mom went in the hospital 2 days ago in an ICU, and his dad went in this morning in another hospital ICU and is on a ventilator.
My
Wow.
coworker's mom died yesterday afternoon when they took her off the ventilator. Just like she just went right off the bat.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's sad, man. But she was in a
Affecting the
nursing
lungs.
home, so that's kind of a difference. It's kind of a petri dish of stuff in there,
Yep.
So
Right.
yeah, so I don't know how they're going to do a funeral for someone that dies with it, because I don't know if they could still be
Closed casket.
contaminated. I don't know. Did they have to cremate them? I mean, I really don't know.
Well, it's not like Ebola. It's just a flu.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to.
It's more virulent than the everyday, usual flu that we get
Mhm.
that comes around every year.
Man,
It's just a nasty, nasty little bug. Now I watched this channel called The Great War, and right at the end of the war, they had the Spanish flu.
yep,
Yes,
1909.
It went through the same crap we're doing today.
Yeah, that second
But,
wave though was what scared the poop out of me. There's a nice long video about it on YouTube about the military people weren't listening, and their people were just transferring them back and forth because of the World War One.
Yep.
And they spread it everywhere, man.
Just something to pass on, but I have to take a COVID-19 test 72 hours prior to departure.
For the airlines or for your?
For Alaska.
Okay.
And
requirement.
And with a lot of people, they still have the drive-through. A lot of cities have the drive-through places and that, but you're 4, 5, 6 days later, you're getting the results.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. So one of the customers at the lodge where I'm going apparently reported this to the lodge, so they relayed this all to us. And the reason I'm just saying it to you guys, so if anybody's traveling,
right?
If anyone has to go to a state that is such as Alaska that is requiring this, I got 4 different websites, and all 4 of these places actually are approved by the state of Alaska.
Okay.
This particular company is called Pixel by LabCorp.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of them. LabCorp.
I actually did a questionnaire on there, and one of the things they asked, they said, "Do you have insurance?" So I actually, the other 3 just outright charged you. Now these people will try and submit to your insurance first.
Okay.
But it's a self-home test. There's an instruction video. There is a self-addressed FedEx packaging in here.
Okay.
What you do is you take the test, you immediately register online, and then you put it in the package and you run down to your FedEx. They say you should get it out, try and get it out on the first shipment of the day. In other words, like go in the morning.
Right.
They're guaranteeing 48 to 72 hour.
That's really good. So they just email you.
One that's going to go all the way through your nose to the back.
Yeah,
of
you
your
got
throat?
the extra long ones, Ron.
Yeah.
No, believe it or not, the little thing's short, and you put it in this little test tube that has a solution in there.
ETA.
Yep, and close it up, package it up.
EDTA.
We did the car thing, man, and they had a swab this daggum long, and I swear they were trying to get brain as well as some sinus thing. Tater Tot, he had a cow with it. He was just like, I thought they were just going to give me a thing, and because they just jabbed him and got it over with.
Right.
Even my eyes were
all
watering.
the way back, straight to the back of your throat.
Woo. Yeah, I'm glad they're getting that result time turnaround.
There you go.
Oh, there's your brain right there with the COVID test.
Yeah.
Well, Ron's on a tight window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got restrictions there, Ron? Tell us about that.
They matter of fact, I just printed out the declaration. Get this. I have to select one of these things that says that I was tested within 72 hours prior to departure and it was negative, and I have to provide proof. The other option, I was tested within 72 hours prior to departure, but I'm still awaiting my results. it says, then there's another one. It says, I was tested within 5 days prior to departure, and it was negative, and I also got to show proof.
Are they going to hit you with the temperature gun too whenever you're onboarding? Yeah, I figured.
If and here's the weird thing, and this is how it's really weird worded, that if I don't have a test, I have to, or don't have results yet, that I have to promise them that I will self-quarantine. It says 14 days and / or the length of my stay. Well, the length of my stay is 11 days. So it's short of 14.
Oh, yeah. So you're 3 days short. But at least you're negative, though.
Yeah. Well,
that's good. How often how does the testing work on the medical stuff that you guys do? I know they test you guys probably more often than anybody.
I have never been tested.
Oh, okay.
This would be my first test.
Okay.
But the big thing is, according to the Alaska Department of Health, this is what they're mandating. And they were made aware that a lot of people, initially my doctor, the nurse in my doctor's office said, well, are you experiencing any symptoms? I'm like, no. And she said, well, we're not going to give you a test. And she was snotty about it.
Yeah.
And later found out, that little witch, when I was angry about this, and I'm like, I'm not going to take no for an answer. Yeah. I went to the doctor's office about 5 days later and asked to speak to him directly. And they said, well, we'll have his nurse call you. And I said, I don't want to talk to his nurse. I want to talk to him. They said, well, he's busy and he'll call you. So he called me about 3 or 4 hours later, and I said, hey, doc. He remembered me. I don't ever met the guy one time. He's a new doc. But he met me, and he remembered me. Mm-hmm. And he said, what can I do for you? And I told him, I said, here's my situation. I'm going to Alaska, and I need a favor. He said, don't tell me. He said, you need a COVID-19 test 72 hours prior to departure. And I'm like, yep. He goes, you're about the 10th person this month who has asked me that. I said, okay, can you hook me up? He goes, yeah, Ron, we'll hook you up. He says, matter of fact, my nurse is there now. And I'm like, excuse me? Your nurse is in Alaska? He goes, yeah. I said, where did you get her COVID-19 test done at?
He had already talked to that nurse.
I talked to that nurse. She's the one that rudely told me I couldn't get it done there.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Yeah, she had it done.
That is low.
I met her last week.
Wonder why she did that.
Well, I met her last week, and I went up to her, and I said, hey, how was your trip to Alaska?
Yeah. Yeah. How was your trip?
Now, Taylor, let me go back to something you said, okay? I've been a paramedic for 30 years. Ron's been a medic for about 30 years also.
Yeah.
Just because you're in the healthcare field does not mean you get tested for everything. Hepatitis A and B, we were tested for kind of regularly.
Right.
But things like hepatitis C and this kind of flu and all that, you don't get tested for.
Wow.
I found out that I had a disease when I gave blood.
That's crazy, man.
Yep.
I was just wondering, when I was in the military, they tested us all on a cycle all the time.
Well, when you also got every vaccine in the world.
Yeah, we got shot with everything they could think of. The typhoid, man. The typhoid was the worst one. That hurts.
Yeah, I had that done before I went to the Philippines 3 years ago. And how long does that vaccine last?
I think it's several years. I think.
I don't know.
Tetanus was another one that
I think that one's that's 10 or 5.
You're supposed to get it every 5, tetanus.
Okay. Because I'm planning on going back to the Philippines in February. So,
man, that's a rough ride. I talked to my dad today and said, well, hey, when you going back to the Philippines? He goes, man, I am never going back. I said, why? He says, I can't handle the plane ride.
You'd have to knock me out, man. How many was that? 14 hours or something?
Oh, it's a long ride.
Well, I could get a direct flight from Denver to Tokyo, and then from there to Manila. But coming back, I have to go through Guam, Hawaii, and then back to Denver. Yeah,
my dad went through Seoul, Korea, and they ripped him off. They stole all of his stuff in Seoul in the airport.
Jesus.
They got people that just watch for, tourists that sit their bag down.
Never ever keep your eye off of your luggage.
Yeah.
Last time I went to the Philippines, I went through Beijing.
Beijing, man, that's somewhere I've always wanted to see.
And Denver to San Francisco to Beijing, and then Manila, and then the reverse coming back. Yep.
How long is that, Art? To
That was
PI?
Total 21 hours.
Jesus.
Yep. You get about a 2-hour layover each stop.
I was bitching about my 2 days back from Vegas. Right?
I thought that when you were traveling between states, I don't know if this was just early in the COVID freak out, that you had to stay for 2 weeks, because Chris was joking about, hey, we get to keep you for 2 weeks if you come over here to Texas. And I was like, well, if I was like bring a computer, I'll be all right because I can still work. But I don't know if they still have that. I know New York is got a mandate now where
you gotta,
and it's a $10,000 fine if you don't do it. So
yeah.
Wow.
It's they've got the whole city closed off, is what I've been told, what I heard. And there's checkpoints you got to go through. And if you come in the city, you have to stay for 2 weeks. If you don't, then it's a $10,000 fine.
I was wrong on that tetanus. It is 10 years.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I had that done. So when I go back, I've got to get, let's see, malaria, dengue fever, and probably a couple others.
Do they still check you for the smallpox? Because we used to get smallpox, mumps, all that crap when we were kids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got.
But is that required when you're
the
traveling?
MMR? Yeah.
Yeah.
Measles, mumps, rubella, yeah.
Yep. And polio, all that stuff.
Yep.
And one of them's like a little drink or something, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't heard that. We used to get the air guns, and they would put.
No,
yeah.
I'm talking about when we were little kids. I think it was the mumps or measles or something. It was a little dose of something you took.
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, I don't either.
I can't remember what it was. I know, man, it was in the military. It's a whirlwind. They hit you both arms going down the deal, and you just most of
as a kid, I had the chicken pox and the measles at the same time.
Oh, dang, man! A double whammy
for 2 months on that deal.
Man, I had the chicken pops, and man, I remember. I'll tell you one of the worst things. I found out I was allergic to penicillin. My grandma.
Same here.
God rest your soul. She had put some penicillin pills that somebody gave her in an aspirin bottle. And I took a couple of those thinking it was aspirin.
Right.
Uh-oh.
And I got hives all over my body and I itched everywhere so bad. I was just rolling around itching, man. And it was a Friday night. I went to the hospital and they hit me with so much Benadryl and they're like, he'll be all right. Just take him home. And then when I got to I was walking through the waiting room and the Dukes of Hazzard was on Friday night was on the thing. And I was looking at that and it's the last thing I remember. I hit the floor like a pile of bricks, man.
Did you go into anaphylactic shock?
I don't know what it was. They rushed me back in there. I don't know if they gave me too much or whatever, but I went in there and when I got up, I was a little nauseous feeling. And then they kept me in there for a little bit longer. And, it was rough, man. And another thing that's weird is I'm allergic to the pneumonia shot.
Oh.
Now, when you get to be 50, you got to start getting a pneumonia shot or 40-something maybe.
Shingles.
Yeah, so I got this pneumonia shot in my right arm at the Walgreens because we were getting our flu vaccine and pneumonia. And the next day, my arm looked like the Incredible Hulk, man. It was just, and I couldn't barely move it. And I went to the doctor. I was like, man, something's wrong. I don't know if the needle was infected was what I was thinking the first thing that had happened. And he's like, no, you're probably allergic to this. So they kept their eye on me and made me take some kind of stuff, and he said, "Don't ever get that shot again."
Oh boy.
I've not heard of that. Thanks for sharing.
I love the way my arm looked, though, man. I was like, "Yeah, if my other one looked like
Can I
this."
get that now on too?
Yeah, I just couldn't lift it up though. But I looked like I'd been lifting weights all day.
I honestly never heard of that.
I didn't either. I thought seriously that the needle was either used or something, or it had gotten wasn't sterile.
Yeah.
You know, it hurt like crazy, man. It was worse than typhoid.
Well, guys, we got some guests coming here shortly, so I'm going to pop out.
All right, man. Looking forward to the pictures, brother.
Is it clearing up, Ron?
Yeah, it's starting to lighten up. Everything it's about 5 miles east of me.
Right.
So they should be heading this way. I have friends from California that were here last year for the rally. They're here again, and we just had a real nasty storm come through, so they're stuck over at Black Hills Harley.
Wow.
There's a place to see you'd like, Tater. Oh my God, they had somewhere between 600 and 800 bikes over there the other day. I sent a picture to Jim, and that one tent. There's a lot of money in there. A lot.
Oh, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I've seen some bikes. There was a guy that came to a tattoo shop real quick. I'll tell you this. He had an S&S motor, and just the motor in this bike was probably 30 grand. The guy said this whole bike was a custom bagger that was on all these magazines or something. And he was in there getting some stuff. Well, the tattoo artist, he goes, "Yeah, take it for a ride." He gets out there and he rode a wheelie on this bagger down the road, and it didn't even sound like it was revving up much. The thing was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some silliness you'll see here. People wheelies and burnouts and
Yeah, I think Michael Ballard and them, they sell motorcycle tires, I think.
Oh yeah, if you do the burnout, I know in Daytona they do that. If you do the burnout and blow your tire, they'll give you a free tire.
Yeah, isn't that awesome, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
want to do the damage to your bike. Yeah.
Well, free tire ain't bad, but you got to wonder how well it's been mounted and balanced too on back. Be riding back like this.
Well, you're putting mine isn't water cooled, so you're putting an uncooled engine through hell.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's one thing.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a place I want to go to Tuesday. I've been there before, but I never knew about this. Tuesday afternoon is a bar called the Schoolhouse.
The Schoolhouse? Like Schoolhouse Rock? Oh, cool.
And they have it's called Topless Tuesdays.
Oh, God, man. Ooh. Oh, I got to get a motorcycle, man.
Brother.
Man.
Like it's normal. Tuesday 2-for-1s. Just topless.
Yeah, there you go.
Man.
That's just a rally, but
How about cagers? Are they pretty friendly to cagers?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I got a gigantic truck a show truck, so maybe they'd let me roll with them. I wouldn't cramp their style too much, hopefully.
Yeah. Wish I had the picture to show you. Real quick story, but one of my first times ever to Sturgis, I was actually living in Reno, and I came here for a doctor's appointment. I ended up staying for 4 or 5 days with a friend. Went to the rally, never saw it. And I'm in downtown, and there comes this lady. She had to be 75 years old, gray hair, in a yellow sundress. She's on this scooter.
Hanger.
She's got a little basket, like one of those little bicycle baskets that had flowers up front.
Oh, wow.
She had another little basket in the back, and it had 2 little puppies. They were like the little ankle biters.
Yeah, Chihuahua.
But they're back there, and the scooter was yellow and white. I could not help myself. I ran out on the street with my phone, and I was like, "Ma'am, stop. I'm going to get a picture of you."
Yeah.
And she said, "What's the problem?" I'm like, "You kind of stand out a little bit."
Just a little.
And I said, "Just a little." I said, maybe if you got a couple of tattoos.
Yeah.
I said, a bigger bike and got rid of the puppies. I said,
you blend in.
Then she shut me up. She goes, "Where's your bike?"
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Touche, yeah. Oh, man, I'd love to see that, man.
Oh, man.
My dad used to work on this lady's motorcycle. She was a lesbian, and she was crazy, man. She would be on a street bike, and she would be drifting through the dirt part of the parking lot, just wah! And her friend would just be constantly trying to keep her out of trouble. And man, my dad worked on her bike, and she's like, I only got it up to 112, and she's like, I need to be doing blah blah blah, and I was like, holy crap. This woman was on a street bike, man, and she was riding it like it was a flat track motorcycle coming across that thing, man.
Mhm.
Freaked me out. And it was just weird that she could ride the heck out of it, though, man. She would flirt with my dad all the time and tease him, because everybody would bring their bikes over there. He was really good reputation, and they would come from different states and bring them to him to work on them because he had such a good motorcycle reputation.
So you had a mech shop, or
it was a motorcycle. It was a Kawasaki Suzuki dealership, and there was a bike part in the back. So my dad was partners with somebody else. They did the front, and my dad did all the back. Everything from the parts department back. And it was I spent every summer working on motorcycles just to make a little extra money. And then one year when I was about 12, I built a moped out of complete spare parts I'd found in the warehouse.
cool.
And I sold it for $100 to some girl. And that was
been a great growing up as a kid, man. Get free education and don't even know you're getting it.
well, I learned math by boring cylinders on a boring bar and shimming motorcycles. And people would freak out when they would see a kid in there shimming their things, and until they realized whose kid it was, and then they were like, okay. Because my dad was like, he won't mess up anything, I promise, because he looks over me like a fine-tooth comb. And I don't know. I just, ever since I had a motorcycle, I had a crotch rocket that I would race on the weekends. And I was riding down this really way too fast down this winding road one day. Everybody was going about 3 times the speed limit, the recommended curve limit, and pulled in on the clutch, went to rev up the bike to drop it down a gear so it wouldn't buck me whenever I let the clutch off. This clutch cable snapped at that moment, and it spit me off like a thing. And I had so much dirt. I was sliding through the dirt. My face shield tore off my helmet, and it packed so much dirt inside there from dragging like a scoop that I couldn't hardly get my helmet off.
Oh, so you got lucky you didn't get the road rash. That helmet helped you out, huh?
The helmet, well, I got a little road rash, but I went off into the ditch pretty bad. And I high-sided right before I went into the ditch.
So you lost your rear wheel when it popped, right?
The rear wheel. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, man.
When are you guys go pop out?
All right. Take
Boy.
care, Ron. Good
All
to
right,
see
Good
you.
to see you, man. Looking
Yeah.
forward to them live streams.
Yeah. Jim, we'll see you later.
Thanks for
All right, buddy.
coming on. You
All right.
Put in the chat.
starting a lot of folks for me.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, take care.
Live it up for all of us, man.
See you later.
All right. So how's the dory doing, man? I don't see you talk about the dory too much lately. I see that behind you there.
Not a hell of a lot of interest in it from people. I mean, honestly, I have to try and make up things to film and all that, because if I put just construction videos up, people are bored to death of that crap,
Yeah, I understand.
So I got to think of things to put up.
I would have think in Florida with all that clear water that that'd be the perfect place to have something like that,
Yeah.
You know what I did notice, though? When you get to see more particles in that damn water than you actually ever knew you were swimming in.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm 100% completely cool with all that,
Yeah, I can imagine.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
there's this guy that I follow. His name of his channel is The Almighty, and he does a lot of diving where he finds stuff that people.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh yeah, like those river divers.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've always thought
Did he find a bunch of cell phones and all that?
Yeah, GoPros.
Yes,
Guns,
phones. What do you call it? GoPros. You just said that, right, Mark?
GoPros. Yep,
Yeah,
he finds a lot of those, and and rings and watches and
Man.
sunglasses.
Yeah, a lot of sunglasses.
But
And I think he gives the stuff back to the people if he can
yeah,
find out.
If you
right.
can find them, yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool, man.
Mhm.
That's the right thing to do.
He was
And-
on this one river that had a huge, really deep hole where the
Mhm.
water was 150 feet deep.
Good night.
That would be a cool spot for your dory. Get back down
Oh,
there. You can go down there deeper than divers could go.
yeah.
The water is crystal clear.
Ooh, I bet that's awesome.
See,
Yeah,
for
that
that I
mountain
would use
water.
the mini because I don't think the dory's got the power to go down that deep. You know.
Okay, cool.
Man, that mini is definitely cool, man. I would mind getting one of those one day. I've been so tight, man. I hadn't been able to spend anything on fun.
You get to the point. You know what? It's an am I going to use it situation. I mean, why are you buying two drones that are the same? You know.
Yeah, I agree. Believe it or not, the reason I fly the Spark more than I do my Mavic Air is because all the batteries charge simultaneously, and I can charge them quickly. And I'm usually know what I would like to film, and I usually drop it to 1080 anyway, but for YouTube, and so you know I have to take my GoPro footage and I have to put it to 1080 so that all the camera footage is the same.
Right.
And I thought, man, you know, that little Spark, and it's not very. People don't seem to get mad about the Spark because it's just it looks like a toy, and that's why I think the Mavic Mini would be, because it's a heck of a lot quieter. I'm pretty sure than the Spark is.
I know some of these this thing, the Matrice is even louder than the Inspire.
Oh wow!
Sounds like a damn rocket ship going up, for Christ's sake. It's
yeah.
But,
that's got commercial look written all over it, though. It doesn't have Peeping Tom written over it. You know.
Yeah, no. I mean, come on. We didn't buy our drones to peep on.
Window.
Yeah.
See my.
What do I care about your 17-year-old daughter? I don't.
Yeah. I saw people. There was a video of a guy that was shooting at a guy's drone one time because he thought that he was looking at his daughter sunbathing in the backyard. He had no idea the daughter was even in the backyard. He just
she'll
flying
go
his
to
drone.
the beach in a string bikini, and that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I don't know why.
Your underwater drone could find my drone.
You know what? That's a thought.
You can.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about that. What about like a neodymium magnet?
Yeah.
Would there be enough metal in there for it to pick up on?
Motors.
Or would it fry the thing because of the magnet?
It's in water. It's been like 3
Yeah, well, it's probably fried anyway. But
Well, ask Mel about that. He had his Mavic Pro sent back to him because they said there's nothing they can do.
well, I thought that if you had DJI Care and there was a problem and the drone went down in water, they would you have to recover it. Yeah, there's no.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's a good idea though. There's got to be that little.
You know, Robert, I agree with you. He says most of the drone haters, I think, have something to hide.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had them. I've had the police here 4 times. I had a guy here with a truck. I'll shoot it down if it goes. What are you so afraid of? I don't get it. Now, I did have one experience where I had my back to them, okay, and you got to pull away because of the 2 times crop on the Micro Four Thirds camera. I got to be a quarter mile away when I'm taking a construction site, right?
Right.
I was actually over, and I did not know, a Warlock's motorcycle gang or clubhouse.
Shnikes.
So when I turned around, there were 5 guys running at me with guns.
Yeah. Oh man. They don't.
I had no clue, dude. I had no clue that I was sitting on top of their clubhouse, and they're like, they want to see the video.
Yeah.
They want to make sure you're not with the cops and that kind of crap.
Yeah. Man, I've been in some precarious. I had a flat tire one time, and I pulled over, and there was this little concrete house thing on the side of the road. It had no windows.
Right.
and I had no idea what it was. I'm just trying to change my tire, and all of a sudden, all these dudes come out, and their motorcycles were out back inside this thing,
You couldn't
like
see it.
like a little partition that's behind the thing. I had no idea, and it was a clubhouse for these guys, and I was like, oh God, man, I'm just trying to change the tire. I don't see anything except these lug nuts. As soon as I get them tightened up, I'm out of here.
I'll tell you what, it was an enlightening experience for them, because I told them, look out, boys. This is the age of, drones. The police will be having them soon too, and they'll be over. And as you know, with the Z30 camera, I can see you from a mile away. So
yeah, some of those ones like that you got, man, with that good camera on them, man, they're fantastic. That's way above what most people will ever need, But since you do it professionally, that's just your tools
it's
of the
good for
trade.
serial numbers and all that on cell towers and power poles and all that. But like, if you're gonna, they'd have to put up some kind of camo netting or something up.
Yeah,
on top,
you'd think they would do that, or have some kind of a. Someone told me this, and I don't know if this is true or not, but someone told me there was a guy that him and his next door neighbor got in a big feud, and he had like one of those drones that DW used to fly the heck out of all the time. You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember the name. Solos, 3DR Solo. He had a 3DR Solo, and this lady thought that he was spying on her, and she got mad. She was throwing rocks at it and all this. Well, he got her on camera, and there was a big news story about it. And there was I read it a follow-up or something that the lady was going to have a no-fly zone around her house, like her property. And I was like, can you even do that?
No.
No.
Because my understanding is airspace is controlled by the FAA.
It is, and it is the only people that can control it. It's the federal government.
That's it.
Well, unless you're in Louisiana.
Man,
still don't matter. I don't know how that case went through.
Yeah.
I think there may be a little more to it than what we know. There's probably some things they couldn't talk about on there, because they may have had some history or something,
When I fly in the neighborhood, I can see on my map and I can see where I'm flying. You have your street, and in our neighborhood, I don't know about yours, on 10 feet on the side of the street is city owned on either side.
Yeah.
So I'm always flying in that path anyway. So
yeah, that's right.
Do what you want to do. I've got a certificate of authorization for the airspace. Your ass is covered. But in that case, like Art brought up, I mean, what are you going to do?
Hey, well, isn't it true that it is a federal offense to disturb a UAV operator if he's flying a drone?
It is considered an aircraft. You cannot shoot down an aircraft.
Well, I mean, if you were to harass the operator, I heard that was a law against federal law or something against harassing a person that is operating a drone because it could
with the flight of a air vehicle.
Yeah, UAV or.
But here's the problem. Look what Lauren put up. Highlight what Lauren said there, Art. The FAA doesn't stick up for the it's not backing us up.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no one we can go to. Okay, who's on our side?
There needs to be
people that want to come at us.
Needs to be a drone advocate. That's
all right. So I'm studying for my recurrent exam,
which is much easier than the regular one. There's no weather crap in there.
Oh, I was going to ask him that, but thank you.
What's the maximum speed you can fly your drone?
100.
The maximum speed?
7 kilometers per hour.
I didn't know that.
Maximum height, that's real easy. Mel is right there. It's 400 AGL.
Yeah.
It's the maximum distance you could fly your drone.
As far as you can see?
Yeah. 3 statute miles.
No. Line of sight.
Yeah, that's
the lighting is the navigational lighting is 3 statute miles.
The light. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. So what if you have a spotter stationed out? Like if somebody's doing, is that legal? Is that
the spotter has to be in direct control with you?
Yeah, you got to be on a radio with them or something. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Man,
I'm taking the recurrent course, and I'm like, all this stuff is just like coming back, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I
So
thought about getting my 107, man, but I just don't ever see myself being in a position to try to want to make some money. And, I've been on YouTube for 3 years and I don't even have 300 subscribers. So I'm not going to be making any money for a long time unless something blew up or whatever, but the likelihood of that's about like getting
you
struck
might
like
fly
lightning.
a drone or doing something, and well, like that video that I did with Sean Oz, that got over 300 views so
You
far.
don't know what's gonna.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I would rather somebody that does that for a living get the money of it than I would, though. That's one of the reasons why I'm support these channels that are rolling hard just to pay the bills and eat, because those are the kind of people they got to do it. They got to constantly be thinking of stuff and putting out content that's interesting, and running live streams and getting watch hours. It's not easy, man.
No, hell no, it isn't.
And that's why the people like, Art, Can, people like Oz by Drone, people that have these channels that's their, not really, but it's a good bit of their livelihood. And some people like Can, it's his only livelihood. And that's why I think that it's good for those guys to get the money. So,
By the way, I'm at 3.3K right now.
3.3K. That's all.
Yeah, so I just need 700 more, and then I'll be able to monetize.
How many do you have to be monetized? I thought it was
4,000 hours. 1,000 people, 4,000 hours of watch time.
1,000 people and 4,000 watch hours. Okay.
14, 20 something.
And you know what, Mark? That is the toughest. But even if you put up a measly 3-minute video, people only watch a minute of it.
That's right. Yeah. That's why I was like, whenever I was trying to do that, make a little intro and stuff, I'm just not really good at that kind of stuff or have the time to sink into it to learn it and do it the right way. That I just know what I like. I like to watch an intro that's 3-4 seconds long, like, and then not some huge long thing, because I'm skipping past that to get to the meat of the thing.
Yeah, that's what I do. I have an intro that's less than 10 seconds long.
Yeah, they
just say, well,
mine is 4 seconds.
Solution, and then boom, there's my intro, and then I'm into the film. Now I'm starting, to make thumbnails for my videos, and
what are you using for that?
End screens.
End screens, okay.
So I'm
using TubeBuddy.
And you got
TubeBuddy, okay. I didn't know that you could do that with TubeBuddy.
Tagging too.
How do you do is TubeBuddy, like, can you load those tags and that thing onto each video before as you upload it? Is that
like if you've got free version, it'll give you like 3 suggestions.
Okay.
You try these. But if you have the bot one, if you own it, then it'll give you a lot more tags. But yeah, so
I used to stick all my stuff in a notepad file and just copy it into the description and try to edit it that way, but that's kind of the long way to do it.
I said good day. I meant good day. Have a good flying day.
A good day.
Akishima. Akishima. Akirsha. Oh, Art, help me out here.
Akirasho?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just in Louisiana. We do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, you did it better than I did it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I wish I had that. I wish I had that little bit, man. That is so funny, man.
Dog's getting sick behind you, Tater. Ah, made you look.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. If everybody had an alarm clock that sounded like a dog about to puke, we'd all be out of bed on time every morning.
Or a cat go.
Yes, that'll get you up quick. Yeah.
That was a Tater quote.
Right
Tater, what do you have on each side of the flag? What are those up on the wall?
Oh, it's like deer heads.
They look like cow udders. There you go.
There you go.
Deer head.
You got Two amigos.
Thank you, my friend.
They're not mine. Either one of them's not mine. You want to know whose they are?
No, you shouldn't say that.
Hey, I can't, man. You can't lie about that stuff, especially when it's going out to live forever on the interwebs. Those are the wives. Her family is. I'm big into deer hunting, but their whole family hunts. She's been hunting.
Right.
No matter they've been hunting, but since I was with her, I've been with her for 20 years, and the first time she killed a deer, she killed 2 deer with 1 shot.
Nice.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
was it intended?
No, it was a complete accident. I would have never believed it. I have the video. I should upload it sometime. It's kind of. I'd have to pixelate some of the. But what happened was there was a deer behind the one she was going to take. We were allowed to take a doe, and this deer happened to put its head down to eat just as in the wrong second, and it went right through it, and it was a freak thing. Because the first thing I was
wrong place, wrong time.
2000. Brent Nunley.
Dr. Fox. I like that. That sounds like one of those DJs, man. Them late night cool DJs everybody loves. Dr.
He
Fox.
got me with the goo. You got me with the goo.
Good evening. Good evening, all you people.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I got that video, and what was funny about it was she was a 45-70, which is a really big bullet. And her dad, her
Like an elk
stepdad,
bullet.
yeah, it'll take down anything on North America.
Yeah.
But that's actually the main thing I use is a 45-70 because I like it. I can't see that far anyway, so why try to shoot one from 1.5 miles, But the funny thing is she had her shoes off. We're in this plastic box stand, and it's in Mississippi, and this club I think is like $10,000 a year to be a member of. So it's like there's not many members, but it's a very nice place. I mean, so it's picky about what you can and cannot take from that club. And her dad's a big old man, and he didn't, he was kind of a man's man. And man, I'm telling you what, we were more worried about him getting upset about her shooting that other deer because it wasn't big as he wanted it to be for us to take.
Right.
And I was like, I got it on video. Thank God I got it on video because he never believed it, But they
probably stock and control the numbers, right?
They do. They tell you what you can and can't take. It's got to be at least an 8-point, and it's got to have at least a 14-inch spread. And that's and then they're allowed to take so many does per year to keep the population controlled.
Right.
And what they do usually is they'll invite the guests like myself and other people that aren't members to come in, and they can let them take a doe to feed fill the freezer for the meat, Right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's my 45-70. That's Bertha. I got it. One of my videos. If you look, we go to the gun range.
Wait. Why are you using such a big damn? Why don't you use a 30-06?
Well, a 30-06 is it's enough power, but the thing about the 45-70 is it's a big old slow, heavy bullet.
Yeah.
And it'll go through brush pretty easy. It doesn't have a huge range, and here in Louisiana, you can use it in primitive rifle season.
Oh, okay. So you get extra time.
Yeah, my wife uses a 35 Wheeling, which is a 30-06 bullet, but it's a bigger bullet in the same casing, and that thing kicks harder than the 45-70 does. And you can use that in a 444 and a couple of other single shot. It has to be a single shot rifle.
Right.
And we use a CVA brand.
Right.
I don't know if I showed it on here. You might get in trouble. But yeah, they're right there in that case.
The only things I used to use for deer is this is up in New York, and we would go into the Catskills and shoot.
Oh yeah, the Catskills.
We would go with a 30. I had a 30-30 and a 30-06. That was all I needed.
Yeah,
just shooting deer.
This one uses Lauren, I think, was asking if I'm using black powder. It's not really black powder. It's a cartridge.
Yeah.
It's about the size of a lipstick tube, and it's about as big around as your pinky.
Yep.
Because we
It
used to
is.
have that same thing when you were talking single shot.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking that too, like a ball
Yeah.
shot.
No. That they do make those, but what it is it's a breakover rifle
Right.
with a cartridge. You put
Yeah,
one
Like
in
a
it,
shotgun.
like a
type thing.
shotgun, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a 325 grain bullet with a flex tip on the end. It's a Hornady bullet, and if you hit them with it, it's I like it because it takes them out pretty quick. They don't suffer.
Right.
Are you doing your own reloading?
No, I actually saved a lot of the brass for someone to reload, but he even said that those 4570 bullets were harder to reload, and there wasn't such a demand for the people that he reloaded for, and so I
The
quit
guys
saving
who I
them.
knew who did that were just doing it for accuracy.
Yeah, I think that if you load one of those wrong, man, it could probably do some serious damage. That's why I stay away from it. And
My dad, when he was like around 12 years old, he had a Sharps single action.
yeah, I remember those.
They wouldn't let him have a 22 rifle, but he could have this post Civil War rifle.
Yeah,
It's reloading his own
That
ammo.
would blow away the house.
Back then, you could go down to a hardware store and
yeah,
they've got a barrel full of black powder, and they take a brass scoop and how much you want? Oh, a pound. Okay. And
yeah.
at 12-year-old kid, you could buy black powder at the hardware store.
Now, see,
Good gracious.
I started on Long Island. We had under one of the schools, I think it was Robert Moses. My dad would take at 12. They had a rifle range under the school, and we would shoot 22 long range.
Yeah,
And that's how I learned.
yeah.
That was a
long
great
rifles.
experience for a kid.
Yeah.
Trying at 100 feet, you're trying to hit the center and all that.
I got a little 22 Henry in the safe there for Tater Tot when he gets old enough to shoot. It's not a golden boy, but it's the cowboy lever action rifle.
You know what? It's just something for pride, for
Yeah.
kids starting out. It's great fun.
Yeah.
And it's determination,
Yeah, it's to get him to learn the shooting fundamentals, how to shoot safely. We got eyes, and everybody in the family's got eyes and ears.
Yeah.
Their own set of stuff. And,
Safety becomes just natural.
Yeah,
Natural.
I wish we could show guns on here. I got a gun in that safe, man. That's really interesting. It's been in my family for a long time, and it is a 12 gauge shotgun, and it was made by the Mississippi Valley Arms Company. And from what I can research on the internet, that company went out of business way over 100 years ago.
Wow.
My grandfather's grandfather bought it for him when he was a little boy.
Right.
And the stock that is on this thing is actually carved from a peach tree because he broke the stock one day in the woods. And that was back whenever you couldn't go to the grocery store. So they had to hunt every day to eat.
Yep.
That was how they got their meat. And I have that as a family heirloom. I would never shoot it because God knows what it would do. But
my dad made a Kentucky rifle, 50 caliber, and I shot it a few times. It was fun to shoot. Beautiful gun with curly maple stock and brass inlays, and
you know what we call those down here?
Was great with wood.
I love
black
people
powder
that
turkey shoots. Sorry.
Yeah, they have black powder turkey shoots.
We have black powder here, and
we down here in Louisiana we call those smoke poles.
The reloaders,
the black powder rifles. You know, where you have to put the cap on there, and you got to put the ball in the wadding down in there. And
I call them reloaders.
Yeah, we call them smoke poles because whenever you shoot them, there's such a big cloud of smoke. You don't know if you actually took the missed or you hit it or not.
You know, the only thing that my father had from World War II was he had a Japanese rifle.
Oh,
and
wow.
He brought it home from him. Now, Art, you know more about this than I do. Yeah. He actually refinished the stock and all that. And when
he was
down here in Florida, when he passed away in 1986. I was still living on Long Island in New York. And do you know the first thing they did was step over his body and take his friggin' rifle?
Why?
It was a Satellite Beach police officer stole it.
I've heard a lot of that happens. A lot of these people that and these look for any kind of reason to
stole it. I'm calling you a thief. Satellite Beach, Florida.
Man,
you stole it.
Wow,
that's sad, man. My buddy in New Jersey had that happen.
You know, by the time I mean, I jumped in my car the minute I heard, and drove straight down, which is less than 24 hours. Trust me, I was speeding, and
Cannonball Run.
It was gone. He was cleaned out.
Okay, Jim, my turn.
Oh, buddy.
My great uncle, he brought back some semi-automatic pistols that he brought back from World War One.
Oh,
he had a Luger and probably a Mauser, maybe a 98 Mauser, Parabellum that shoots 9mm. Anyway,
what was the name of the rifle that the guy stole?
Yeah, they made rifles as well. The K98, which was a very popular gun that a lot of people would sporterize. Anyway, getting back to my story, when my great uncle passed away, and these were guns that were supposed to go to my dad.
Right.
Well, as soon as he passed away, one of the neighbors said, and they lived in Chicago on the north side over by Wrigley Field. And one of the neighbors says, "Oh, it's illegal to own those guns. I'll take care of them for you." My dad was livid.
Yeah, because
about that.
Did he get to keep anything that he got?
He might have gotten some medals. I don't know. Didn't get a whole lot. And the same thing happened with the gold.
And the coins, yeah.
I heard that there's some kind of law that says they can take some kind of a war trophy or something. I don't know. They don't let us bring back nothing. I mean,
no.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's a blanket or something or a shahak or whatever.
Yep, that's the rifle. My dad brought back one of those. He gave it to my.
How do you say that, Art?
Arasaka.
So that was the Japanese rifle? Thank you.
Get one that still had the chrysanthemum on the receiver. Those are collectible. Most of those rifles after the war, they ground down that chrysanthemum stamp.
Yeah.
You get one that still had the chrysanthemum stamp on. It's right near the ring, right where the barrel meets the receiver.
Yeah. That's how they validate it, right? I learned a lot of this stuff on Pawn Stars about those historical things, about how they would mark certain swords. Like if you had a samurai sword, you could pop the hilt off of it. I mean, and see who made the markings.
Who made it and when it was made. Yep.
That's so cool, man.
Samurai swords are very individual.
Yeah.
There's only a few, swordsmiths made them.
Yeah.
And some were very old and some had very ornamental handles on them.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
And yeah, because those were almost like, I mean, they held a sharp blade.
Yeah.
They were like razor sharp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen one real one before, and that thing was amazing. Beautiful sword. I didn't even ask how much it was because I thought that would be rude. But
and they would etch the blades too with the characters on it.
Have you ever heard of Damascus? You ever heard of Damascus steel?
Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, that's where they take two different kinds of steel that have one will have more carbon than the other. Mm-hmm. And what they'll do is they'll weld them together and they'll pound it out and then they'll fold it back on.
Yeah.
They'll heat it up, and then they'll pound, and they do that many.
Yeah, lots of time.
And when you get down to the final blade, you see this really cool
Yeah.
in the blade.
I think that Jesse James made some pistols out of that because
Yeah.
I think he made some, the motorcycle guy, the chopper guy.
Yeah.
He actually made some Damascus steel pistols from that or something that I'm sure they had to be super rich and famous to afford one. But I think that is so beautiful, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like I did martial arts for years, and the thing I liked about it before it all became a lot of the MMA stuff was the tradition of it,
Right.
To me that was the most fascinating thing because those warriors, man, they were super. Honor was a huge thing, and
Oh yeah.
I think that that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a photograph of my dad with the Jap flag that he found on one of his little excursions when he had time off. He and one of his buddies decided, "Hey, let's go, on the landing craft and go over here."
Mm-hmm.
And it was a battle just fought there.
Yeah,
So they get over there and they're out in this meadow, and there's dead Japs all over the place. They're picking up pistols, swords, rifles, flags.
yeah,
They hear this
yeah,
voice from the other side saying, "Yo, yank, yo." So it went over
yeah.
where it was some Aussie guy saying,
Oh, yeah. Was this World War II?
On the other side of that meadow, there's Japanese, and the reason they didn't shoot you is because then we would know where they were.
Right.
Oh,
You guys are lucky you didn't get your asses shot.
that's a
Get
common
back
SEAL
to the,
tactic, man.
the beach and get back to your base. Well, they got back to the beach. The landing craft were gone.
Oh gosh.
And when they finally got back to base, well, they got busted because they
Yeah.
were
Oh yeah.
AOL. And he went from being a sergeant to a private.
Ooh, man, that
That's
hurts.
a lot.
Yeah.
That's two, 3 grades,
Well, I
man.
mean,
That's
this is
yeah.
World War II, you know.
Man. So he was on the actual Battle of Normandy or the
No, that's Pacific.
oh, he was in the Pacific. What was
Japanese
the
That would be
fighting war.
Okinawa type stuff.
yeah, I can't remember the name of
Yeah, I
the
think this was in
Island
either New
hopping.
Guinea or in the Philippines.
yeah, the Philippines. There was a huge war that went down there.
Oh, yeah.
There's some
Midland.
yeah.
I have the itinerary that my dad wrote down years ago of all the places he went to.
Man, that is so cool.
That's a good movie out too now, Mark.
Which one?
Midland? Midway?
Yeah.
Midway.
Midway. I actually
Oh, yeah,
built
I saw that, the new one.
I built a
That
model
one
of the
was
Coral
awesome.
Sea, the Coral Sea aircraft carrier,
Right.
and the Midway was her sister ship, and it carried Corsairs on it.
Right?
That's my favorite World War II aircraft. That and the P-51s,
Yep.
because they're
My
just
dad
fast,
got to
man.
work on those. He was in the Army Air Force. Back
Okay, so he was back when it first kicked off, right?
Well, no, this is 1943 when he finally got to Australia. And let's see, he was radio and radar repair.
Okay, man, he was a critical dude then.
Airfields. Yeah. So when he got to the Philippines, his last spot before he went to Okinawa was Clark Airfield in
Clark, yeah.
yeah, that's in Pampanga province
Okay,
on Luzon.
That was a
Yeah.
big Air Force base.
yeah. My dad was in Yokosuka, Japan.
Right.
They were stationed there. They had he was on the Princeton, the USS Princeton.
Oh, okay.
and they did a Pacific cruise.
Right.
And he had a cruise book. And when I was about 3 years old, my mom didn't watch me well, and I actually colored that book with pens and just drew all it up because I mean, I'm only 3.
Yeah.
So about 2 years ago, I found a person that was selling that same book the same year that he was in it, somebody else off the ship, and it was a brand new copy of it. So I paid quite a bit of money to get it for him, and I gave that to him for Christmas, man. And I said, he was like, "You didn't have to do this." I was like, "Yeah, I ruined your first one." He goes, "You were 2." I said, "It doesn't matter." Because I knew how much that my military history meant to me, and my, the stuff that I had, there's a lot of memories you can't replace.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was I found it on eBay from some guy that sold antique military books, and I bought it from him. I was like, man, if this is the right one, I did a lot of research on it to make sure it was the book. And you should have seen his face, man. I videoed him opening it, and he just opened it like he was couldn't believe he was looking at that.
Right.
Well, so many years later.
My dad brought back a photo of a B-29
Liberator.
This was at Clark Airfield, and that was a beautiful plane.
I love that plane.
Worked on those B-17s, B-24s, A-10s.
Like the old Hogs, man.
B-38 Lightning.
Lightning's a cool plane too.
On that, and Air Ace Richard Baum was in his outfit. So, the other day was the 75th anniversary of the atomic bomb detonation at Hiroshima.
Yeah.
That was the same day Richard Bond was killed. He was sent back to the States to help sell war bonds because he was the ace of the Pacific Theater.
Yeah.
And he became a test pilot, and he was flying an F-80, which became the P-80.
Okay.
And he had a flame out on takeoff.
Oh, man.
On the same day as the Hiroshima bombing. Yeah.
There's a car wash down the street called Rocket Wash. And the guy who owns the car wash, his uncle was a X-15 pilot.
Oh.
So
that's cool.
Do you know the rocket plane that they would carry under the B-52, and they would drop it and they'd light the rockets, and that's the first. He was one of those pilots, and he died in that aircraft during one of the missions.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You can actually go and listen to and see the radio transcript where he was going through the tests, and he was reporting back what the tests were doing. And he was supposed to make a turn, and they were going so fast that the surfaces, the control surfaces weren't working.
Yeah.
And then he kept going so high that they lost contact with him. And I don't know, it was a while. And then they finally found the airplane. I can't remember his name to save my life right off, but that's how they have they had to fly in a pressure suit.
Yeah.
So he had one of his pressure suits in a framed shadow box in that place.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
All right, I'm gonna jump off, Art, and listen from the booth.
Jim, thanks for
man.
Chat.
Good to see you, brother.
Take care, man. Yeah, my dad went from the Philippines. He went to Okinawa. The war was over at that. And then he was part of the occupation. And then he went from there to Atsugi Air Station.
Atsugi?
Atsugi.
How long was your dad in for?
Well, he was...
Did he get drafted, or did he sign up? Or
well, here's what happened. My grandfather, my dad was at the University of Chicago.
Okay.
The war started, and my grandfather heard about this program, this radio and radar school in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Go to that, uh, and you pass, you'll be a commissioned officer once you pass.
Oh, okay.
Well, what happened was the class, the next class that was ahead of them, they were the last class that got commissioned.
Oh, duh. Do you ever wonder if it was a bait and switch?
Yeah,
Oh
he
man,
was an
that's
old private when he finished, and then they sent him to Fairchild in
just
Washington,
okay.
where he was working on radios on the P-39. So those were the air cobras, where the
Yeah.
engine was behind the pilot.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
He was getting, he was in the cockpit and he was going to test out the radio. So he was about to press this button when his supervisor said, "Oh, no, 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 don't press that. You'll blow a hole right through the side of the hangar there because that
Oh,
fires the cannon that's goes
oh,
in your legs there."
oh, damn! They had that baby loaded.
Well,
Man.
because these planes were going to the Russians.
Oh, I got you.
These female pilots would come down through Alaska and they would pick up the planes because what they would do is they would paint over the star and paint a red star on them. They would
Okay.
come. My dad switched the radios to just a basic radio setup because we didn't want to give those guys
The good stuff.
the good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we might be allies, but
We ain't that allied. Yeah.
So and then
Man.
from there, he went to San Francisco, and then he was on a troop ship, a Liberty ship, to Brisbane. I think that,
Oh,
and
Brisbane.
then he went from there. He went to island hopping in New Guinea. He was at Finchhaven, Numfor, Biak, and
Oh man, he must have had a blast. It sounds like, man.
oh
He
yeah,
got to see some cool places.
oh he did, he did.
How long was he? Must have been in a while then to go on that many tours. So,
From 43 to 45.
oh wow, so he did a lot in 2 years, man. That's probably the best 2 years of his life, man. Or some of them.
And you know what? The funny thing about it was, 50 years later, when I was still doing stand up comedy, I had the opportunity of entertaining troops at the same bases my dad was stationed at during World War II.
Wow, so you got to see some of the same stuff he was seeing, man. That's cool,
Well,
man.
when he was there, it was pretty bombed out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
He
it's still
got a
kind of cool.
photograph of one of his buddies on one of those Baka bombs. That was the rocket powered bomb that they would drop from the
Yeah,
Betty bomber.
yeah. Those Betty Bobbers or something. Yeah, man. They had some clever stuff over there, man. Those yeah. You ever seen those little submarines that the Japanese guys had that were kind of like kamikaze submarines, and they'd come out from under this island. There's a tunnel, and they'd come out from under there, and they would try to sail into these ships. Man, I couldn't believe it. But there's somebody that actually saw one on one of these history shows, and the person that was with him was like, I have no idea what this is, and he's like, let me tell you the story about it. And it was looks like a little airplane kind of, and it was a little mini submarine that they would sneak in with, and because they didn't have the resources we did, so they did a lot with what they had,
And that was my first trip to Asia. So
Oh wow,
Japan and South
you
Korea.
fell in love, didn't you?
I was at Osan and Kunsan.
Oh God, man, I didn't want to go to Kunsan.
Stuff. Got a tailored suit that I still have.
Man, Kunsan is probably the worst station that in F-16 land that we didn't want to go to. Yeah. I heard so many nightmares. And it was like Osan was the northern base, I think, and that was the cool party place, man. That was you wanted to go there.
Walk off the base, it was like one big store.
Yeah, and
it had everything.
I heard it was a fantastic
electronics. If you needed a suit, tailors. I mean,
yeah,
I got a tailored suit, and a shirt, $150.
Man, he
That would
couldn't.
cost $400 or $500 here in the States.
Man, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that is really interesting. I've always wanted to check that out. I never got to go to any of the Asian countries, but
Yeah,
I would definitely have loved to check that out.
get a chance. Now tickets are pretty darn cheap.
Yeah.
You go to South Korea, Japan is. I want to go back to Japan. I want to see more of the country. I was at Misawa Air Force Base. That was our first stop
Okay.
on the north end of Honshu on the Pacific.
Okay, I heard of Honshu. Okay.
And we had a 6.9 earthquake there. Scared the
Oh, while you were there?
Yep.
Man.
Hey Ed, welcome to the show.
And Robert Glazier. He was stationed in Seoul in 96 and 97. Thank you for your service, brother.
Well, thank you, Robert. Thanks for your service.
Yeah, man.
I was there in 95. I was in, yeah. And there's another country I want to see more of. I want to go, to the different parts of the country. There,
Okay.
go to Seoul and see what that city looks like.
Seoul, Korea is supposed to be a really cool, fun place if you know.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go to Madrid, Spain.
Yeah, I want to go to Europe as well.
My friend,
Americans in.
Well, my buddy, my first boss I had in the air I was an assistant crew chief for him. It was an African American guy named Vinny, and Vinny was there was two weird things about him. He was a ladies' man all the way, man. He was a lady, and his apartment was like fantastic. He lived off base, and he wanted to go back to Spain, man, because when he was in Spain, he said that he was the star of the place over there. He said, man, that was so much fun because people didn't see many people of African Americans over there. So he said he was the cat's meow. I said, man, I want to go with you so I could be your wingman or something,
Hey, Larry, thank you for your service.
Yes.
66, 68. Wow.
Yeah, Korea, man. That was a
damn era. Yeah.
The war that I think would have been the most scary one to be in, I think, was World War I. That was a brutal war, man.
I was following this channel called The Great War.
Okay.
He did it in real time 100 years later. So in 2014, they did the beginning of the war, and then 2018 was the end of the war, and then now they're doing post World War One, and they've got another channel called World War II, and they got a great crew there.
Okay.
Dell is the host, and he's a character. And he does a great job. And so if you get a chance, check them out. Time Ghost is another channel there.
Time Ghost?
Yeah.
Okay. That's easy to remember. There is if you guys want to watch a really good documentary movie that's been recreated by the guy that did the Peter Jackson, the Lord of the Rings. I mean, not Peter Jackson, the guy that did the blue people.
The thing.
The thing about the thing. Come on, man. What was that? Pandora, the planet Pandora, Avatar.
Yeah.
The director of Avatar redid this footage, and it's a movie by Paramount called "They Shall Not Grow Old."
Oh yes. Lloyd talked about that.
Yeah, my doctor actually told me about that movie because we got to talking about that, and he said that it was a big impact, and it gives you a really good look at real life with restored footage from back in that day to kind of give you an idea of really what it felt like, because you're not looking at grainy people that are walking at 60 frames a second, or whatever. But yeah, that's a good. maybe it was. Let me see what the director is. I can't remember. It was a famous director. I don't know if it was James Cameron. Peter Jackson. I'm sorry, Peter Jackson. Yeah, that was who it was.
World War One was a horrific war because
the chemical stuff is what scared the crap out of me. Was that all the mustard gas and
some of those battlefields are still no-go zones because the chemicals are still
yeah,
like the mustard gas, the
yeah.
phosgene and chlorine and
Man, these guys had, like, if the horse that they were on got shot, they couldn't move it, so it just rotted right there beside them, and they were basically wading in mud the whole time and sleeping in it and living in it 24/7, and it was like dysentery on steroids.
Aircraft was just getting going, and
yeah,
tanks were like new. Machine guns. Oh god.
Oh god. Have you ever seen this big there was this wheel that they had that had rockets mounted on it, and they would light all the rockets and it would make the wheel roll into the enemy territory, and then it would get over there and all this crap would come out of it. Right. I can't remember what they called them, but I thought, man, that's because it would roll over pretty much anything because it was the rockets just kept pushing it. But it was one of those weird battle tactics or weird things that they invented back in those days. But yeah, that was a scary war.
Yeah, it was. I mean, millions of men, they died because a monarch was assassinated.
Yeah. But sometimes it don't take much, man.
Yeah.
When all the circumstances
going.
And
it just started that, and oh boy. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't take much sometimes to set off some conflicts. You just never know. The recipe gets just right, and it's scary.
Yep. Well, Tater, let's go. Well, yeah, might as well cut it now. We're still
okay. Well, thank you so much, man, for inviting me. I try hard to make your show every Saturday, man. I really do. But working so many hours don't give me much time to get my rat killing done during the weekends. So on the weekends, I'm usually trying to get all my rat killing done so that I can get ready for the next week and not be behind. So I'm usually doing yard work or something that has to be done. And I try to get in here by 6 so I can watch your show because you guys are an hour behind me. Right. But I made an effort to.
Sid was calling it the Panjan drum.
Panjan drum. Yeah, man. If you guys ever get bored, you want to look up some funny, not funny, but some crazy, scary crap, man. That the stuff that Hitler built on some of the Netflix, like he wanted to build things that were gigantic, like a gun that could shoot somebody into space, and just crazy stuff. I mean, it was scary.
Yep.
Hopefully, we learn from it and we can all be peaceful.
I'm going to do the timer and close out the show here.
Okay.
Thank everybody for jumping in. So catch you all next week, and I'll try and update my my list, and that way you could run it again on your computer and help me build up those hours.
I had to give that machine away, but as soon as I do it, y'all don't forget to hit the like button.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. Andrew, what about the toffee? Thunderbird 6 wants to know if you got toffee.
Yeah, I have some toffee, but we'll do it next week because, I don't have any wheels, so I can't. I mean,
He can't get to the post office. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I understand.
Right. We'll do it.
All right, man.
Folks, thanks for hanging around, and
love every one of you.
And take care.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
All right, folks, here we go. Let's get the timer going. And hey, let's, you know what? We haven't done this in a long time. This is my version of the Raz.